festival.
H to the E to the R to the O. Do you have a hero? Is it someone that you know?
Who's your hero?
Think about the people who have touched your daily life. Maybe you know someone who has tried to do what's right. Someone with a vision and belief for which they stand. Someone you can count on to be there and lend a hand. Giving life and service, never thinking what is owed. Do you have a hero? Is it someone that you know?
Who's your hero?
Was it just a figure in a history book you read? Or maybe was it someone that you heard about instead? A person of a quality that makes you really feel that they stand for you and me and all the things we know are real. Do you think about them when you're feeling kinda low? Do you have a hero? Is it someone that you know?
Who's your hero?
Someone who is daring to be brave and seek what's true. Someone kind and caring in the things that they would do. Someone that you know of who can love and understand. Someone you look up to with respect that they demand. A hero can be someone who has heard a higher calling, taking on a leap of faith without the fear of falling.
Who's your hero?
Maybe they will be the one that's in your history book, and maybe no one knows them by their name and how they look. What if it's a person who has loved you all your life? Father, mother, sister, brother, husband, or a wife. Look to those around you who can be your inspiration, and maybe someday you will be the hero of a nation.
Who's your hero?
That's right.
Who's your hero?
H to the E to the R to the O. Do you have a hero? Is it someone that you know?
Rocky and the circus on the beach.
What's the problem? Are you having trouble understanding me?
You can talk?
Of course I can talk. And I'm glad to see that you can talk too. Now what's going on?
Nothing. I just sit here as the wind blows and waves of water wash back and forth across the sand. It's so boring.
Why don't you get up and do something?
Why? There's nothing to do and nowhere to go.
What do you mean?
There's just rocks and sand and water as far as I can see.
And what's beyond that?
What do you mean?
What's beyond all that you can see?
I don't know.
Come on then. Let's go for a walk.
Are you sure it's okay? I've never done anything or gone anywhere before.
Maybe that's the problem.
I need to sit down a moment and catch my breath. Hey! I didn't know there was anyone here. Who are you?
I have always been here. You just didn't see me. You will see much more if you just look around.
What the?
Have a balloon.
It looks like bull kelp to me.
Use your imagination.
Wow! What the? Wow! Ugh. I think we have just met up with some more bull kelp.
Think again.
Let me untangle you from our high wire.
High wire?
Yes, we take a risk walking up here every day, and our act is in the balance until we free you.
Perhaps I can also be of assistance. This way!
What the? Uh-oh. Whoa. Wow.
Well, are you still bored?
No, thanks for walking with me and taking me where I'd never been before. There's much more to this world than I'd ever imagined.
An early morning mist rises from the water as the sun begins to warm the shallows. This is a time of day when the fish are feeding, and it's good to be out on a lake.
We're going fishing. We're going fishing. We're going fishing.
Are you going fishing this morning? Where's your fishing tackle? In your back pocket? Oh, brother, I suppose you have a chair and a hat in there, too. Oh, for goodness sake.
Children, get your hats, cause the sun is a-shining. Grab your fishing poles, cause there's fish worth finding. They're swimming in
And the hat?
water, just waiting for a catching.
Oh, for crying out loud. Don't lose your nose. That's better. Okay, let's see you pull some fish out of the water. Where's your fishing rod and reel?
Going fishing today. We'll take a little bitty worm and stick him in the water. Sit in the sun till the bobber goes under. Stick our little toes into the water. We're going fishing today.
This is no time to be playing around with a balloon. You've got to get a line in the water.
Going fishing. Going fishing. Going fishing today.
Do you hear me?
Catch big ones, little ones, long ones, skinny ones, fat ones, tiny ones, any kind of any ones. Red ones, green ones, yellow ones.
What are you doing?
We're going fishing today. We're going fishing. We're going fishing. We're going fishing. Going fishing today.
You may attract fish with the motion of a brightly colored balloon in the water, but you certainly won't catch anything. Hold on. It looks like you have something on your line after all. Play it carefully. Yes, something has definitely taken your line. That's it. Now, pull it in. Well, I didn't think you were prepared to catch anything today, but I guess I was wrong.
Here's a fish story about Wally and the Pollywogs. Before gathering in their schools each day, young fish would play games in the shallows of Lake Puddlesworth. There were little suckers hiding from sunnies and fingerlings chasing after minnows. But the Pollywogs were always looking for trouble. The Pollywogs spotted Wally coming up from the deep, wearing his name tag the very first day of school, and decided to have some fun. "Did you drop your lunch money, Wally?" Wally bent over to take a closer look and fell flat on his belly.
"Wake up!"
The Pollywogs yelled together.
"Don't go to sleep now, or you'll be late for school."
The Pollywogs roared with laughter, and everyone else smiled, but not Wally. Next morning, the Pollywogs were waiting as Wally came up from the deep,
Are you ready for physical education today, Wally? Asked one of the pollywogs. He slapped at Wally's feet with his tail and sent him flipping head over heels. Nice somersault, cried all the pollywogs as they laughed at Wally once more. Other small fish had stopped to watch what was happening. They clapped at Wally's performance and laughed along with the pollywogs. It seemed like great fun, but not to Wally. On the third day of school, the pollywogs were there to greet Wally once again. Hi, Wally, said the loudest pollywog. How about a fin slap, buddy? As Wally raised his fin, the pollywog pushed hard against it, sending Wally into a spin. The pollywogs kept Wally spinning around until he was so dizzy he couldn't see straight. Instead of walking to school, he walked back home. When Wally didn't show up before school the next day, everyone looked at the pollywogs.
We don't know where Wally is,
they said.
We don't even know where he lives.
I thought he was your buddy,
exclaimed the purple fish named Filbert. But the pollywogs admitted they had not even met Wally until school started. Filbert and some of the other fish decided they would look for Wally, and they headed towards the deep water. The pollywogs decided to follow. Filbert and his fish friends followed the rocky lake bottom into the darker waters of the deep. It was hard to see away from the shallows, but they soon found Wally sitting on the front step outside his house.
We missed you today in the shallows, Wally, said Filbert. Are you okay?
I guess I'm okay now, replied Wally as he looked up and smiled. He was happy they cared about him. The pollywogs had been watching from behind a rock when they turned to see a giant mouthful of teeth.
Help!
They cried as they jumped up and ran towards Wally's house.
Giant teeth!
Wally looked at the pollywogs. Then he called out to the giant shadow behind them. Dad, these are my school buddies from the shallows. For an instant, they all saw a giant milky white eye glaring at them. A big tail slapped out at the pollywogs. Then the shadow passed. The pollywogs thanked Wally and apologized for the way they had treated him in the shallows.
Can we still be buddies?
They asked. Wally picked up his backpack, smiled, and replied, Okay, let's all go to school together.
A summer song.
bird can fly, then so can I. A balloon. A balloon. Oh, I have an idea. Oh boy. Oh. 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 Hello. 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 Uh-oh. Help! That's better.